You know, Bruce will do anything to steal the show. Money falling out of his pockets. Everybody's diving for the money. That's the end of the whole program. Thank you all very much. Okay. So did everyone get a copy of this one-week business plan? Okay. If you didn't, let me know. Those of you that don't have one in the other offices, let us know. We'll email you one or set up the link. All right? It's always important to keep your goals in front of you. What you want to do, what you want to accomplish, when you want to accomplish it, and what the activities are. It's in my opinion, though, that right now, it's like oxygen. As we go toward the end of the year, we have eight weeks left. So the plus side is we still have time to make a sale, list a house, close an escrow, and have a little bit better holiday season than we thought we were going to have. Right? Say yes. Yes. Absolutely. On the other side of the coin is that you've got things pulling on you. You have family calling up and saying, let's talk about when we're going to get together for the holidays. You have situations coming up where you're trying to book airfare for the holidays. What am I going to do for Thanksgiving? Wait a minute, what's the menu for Thanksgiving? You know? Well, I don't want to have to, is Grandma going to make her casserole or not? You know, where are we going to get the pumpkin pie? Sounds nuts. But these start to be the conversations that are going on in the households. Not just from buyers, but from real estate agents. So guard against that. The way you guard against it is to write down your goals. This is what I want to accomplish for the week. This is where I'm at. So don't worry about the 8 weeks. Let's just worry about the 1 week. You guys with me on that? Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we want to write that down. Now, I said that we still have time. We have 8 full weeks left. So that you know, as a company, last month, in the last 4 weeks, basically, we did 300 contracts as an organization, meaning business is being done. There was over 125 listings taken by you guys at supposedly a slower time in the marketplace, and almost 200 transactions went into escrow. That doesn't count what closed. So this is just what opened and went into escrow over the last 4 weeks. Lots of opportunity out there. That's the point I'm bringing, that's the reason I'm bringing this up, is to make sure that you know you need your piece of that. Now, it'd be great if each of you did 100 transactions over the next 8 weeks. Wouldn't that be good? Yeah. Hello? Yes. Yeah, it'd be good. That'd be great. But the truth is that you don't need 100 transactions to have a great end of the year over the next 8 weeks. What if you did 1 more transaction, 2 more transactions, 4 more transactions? That would be phenomenal. 8 more transactions between now and the end of the year. 1 a week is still possible. So just put that in your mind. I wrote down here, successful people maintain a positive focus in life no matter what's going on around them. That's what I'm talking about right now. You have things happening around you. You have people vying, family, transactions, clients. They're vying for your time. They're vying for your mind. They want a piece of you. And if they get an hour or 2 from you, and you're working, quote unquote, a great 8, and they get 2 hours today, what happens to your day? What happens to your prospecting? Not as efficient. You don't get as much done. So I wrote down here, successful people focus on their past successes rather than their past failures. Critical. Think about that. We need to work on our past successes, not focus on our past failures. I wrote down, successful people focus on the next action steps that they're going to take. The next action steps are here. Do you guys get that? It all ties together. I write down what I want to accomplish, and I write down how many activities I'm going to do to accomplish that, and then successful people focus on the next action step. So, if I do get off track, which I'm going to get off track, when you get back on track, you now have your action steps back in front of you. Does that make sense? But if you didn't have this sheet in front of you, tucked in a piece of paper, put on the sun visor of the car, tucked in around where you're working in your work area, what was it I'm supposed to do this afternoon? I know it was something. It was really, Neil had this great meeting, and he brought everybody in here. It's rah, 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 kicking us, prospecting, doing the scripts, doing the dialogue, and I realized that I had to take that call and, talk to Mom and figure out what we're doing, what casserole we're making. But now I don't remember. Was I supposed to call 10 people this afternoon? Or was it 20 people for the week? Or was it 3 people? Or maybe I need to call my sister and find out what she's bringing. That's happening, right? That's going to happen to all of us, all right? So I wrote down here how to prepare for tomorrow today. How to prepare for tomorrow today. How to prepare for tomorrow today. And I wrote down underneath that, circle it, the most important 30 minutes of the day. Write down the most important 30 minutes of the day, in my opinion, are the 30 minutes before you go to sleep. The most important 30 minutes of the day are the 30 minutes before you go to sleep. I wrote down here, your objective should be to maintain your focus throughout the workday, right? That's the objective. We have this plan reminds us to be focused on what we're supposed to be doing throughout the workday. But sometimes we get off track, okay? So, a simple technique to help you focus is to set aside 30 minutes at the end of the day. Okay? Set aside 30 minutes. I know it can be hectic. I know crazy things can happen at the end of the day, especially a lot of us with young kids or grandparents that are taking care of grandchildren at the end of the day. I get all of that. And it's homework, and I digress. Guys and gals with kids at home that have homework assignments. How do you feel about, I forgot I have a project due and it's Sunday night? Can you relate to that? Okay? I hated that. In fact, on Friday, I would pronounce in my home, if you guys come up with a Sunday project, okay, we're not doing it. And I would do this on Friday. Because it got so bad that every Sunday night around what time? 8. Mine was 6. Around 6 o'clock, right around dinner time. Do you know, I forgot. I have this project that's due. Hate that stuff. So then what happens? The rest of the night is drama, right? Drama. All right. Set aside 30 minutes at the end of the day before you go to sleep. I read that there was a study done that said when you drift off to sleep, you get this alpha brainwave state of consciousness. Now, just go with me, all right? I read it. I wrote it down. I'm giving it to you. Let's assume for this conversation it's correct. It's as correct as the children at 6 o'clock on Sunday night will have a project due, okay? It's going to happen, all right? If you don't have kids at home, that's what you have to look forward to. I wrote down, this is a state of mind in which you're highly suggestible. If you watch the evening news with all its violence, misery, if you watch shows like SVU and all those crazy Criminal Minds is getting worse, not better. Okay? More violent, more crazy. All right? When you're done watching Criminal Minds, you actually need it's very, very difficult, okay? So I wrote down here, that's what, and then you get done, Criminal Minds is over at what time, 10 o'clock? And you go what, to sleep at 10 o'clock with all that garbage in your head? It's horrible. So you have to stop that from happening. You have to get the positive stuff. Now imagine if you were to read an inspirational book or a self-help book or a blog, how much more powerful the following day would be. One of the things that, and I've shared this before, I get to watch, because it's an assignment that I took on for myself, is YouTube videos, because I need to create, I have to have one for Thursday's class in Brea, and then I want to have one for every morning when we kick off a 5 or 6 minute pump up. So I get to do this usually on Saturday or Sunday, and I get to watch 6, 8, 10, 12 YouTube videos. Let me tell you something. Those are powerful. So I started putting those in to watch those in the evening. And they come to your phone. You know, most of us have a smartphone. You don't even have to do it on a computer. You could just type in YouTube and type in motivational, and then look for stuff that's 5 or 6 minutes long. Pumps you right up. You've got all this all this great stuff coming into your head, and it's pouring in for the next 30 minutes. You're watching this powerful stuff. So how could you mentally prepare a little bit better? So one of them is by watching YouTube for 15, 20, 30 minutes. Number 2 is ask yourself these questions. Where could I have been more effective today? Actually have this written down and ask yourself the question. Where could I have been more effective today? Now imagine we're doing this and we're focused on this over the next 8 weeks, trying to take another listing, make another sale, get another transaction. It's a pretty powerful technique for the next 8 weeks. I wrote down another question. Where could I have been a better agent, mom, teacher, dad, brother, sister, or son? Where could I have been a better person? Where could I have been a better person? So it's not only about business, it's about being a better person. And then the third thing I wrote down here is, what steps do I need to take tomorrow to be better in those areas? What steps do I need to take tomorrow to be better in those areas? Focus on the events that took place that day. I want you to think of the activities that you were supposed to do. And then ask yourself, in those activities, how can I do them better tomorrow? What script did I need that I wasn't that well versed in, that if I would have done some practicing, I would have been able to answer that question at a little bit higher level. I would have been able to ask another question to get some more information. Okay, I wrote down here, what can I do tomorrow to improve in those areas? So how about if I do a little bit more role play? How about if I videotape my listing presentation? And then I wrote down here, who can I talk to tomorrow that needs to buy or sell a home tomorrow? Who can I talk to tomorrow that needs to buy or sell a home tomorrow? Can you see that by creating a routine like this on a daily, weekly basis, that you're allowing your mind to create a tunnel? You're allowing your mind to create a tunnel to help you keep your eye on the prize. What you're focused on. The prize. What I'm trying to accomplish. The prize. Staying focused on the prize. A quote my wife pulled out for me last night in doing this was, by the way, when you get your spouse or significant other into this, There's a lot of great positive stuff that rolls from that. Conversations that come from that. Discussions that come from that you get because you're looking at this. But here was one of them. She pulled out for me. What is the key to success was the question. What's the key to success? The key to success is there is no key. Now this is my wife pulling it out for me. This sounds like me pulling it out for you, right? Come on. Okay? She's pulled this out for me. What is the key to success? The key, there is no key. It said, be humble, be hungry, and be the hardest worker in any room. Think about that. Be humble, be hungry, and the hardest worker in any room. You want a key to success? That's going to help you get there. So we talked about focusing on the goals for the week. That's what's going to make the difference. Focus on these goals for your week. How many calls am I going to make? How many contacts am I going to make? Who will I talk to during the week? And then I wrote down there, and do the job. And do the job. Because the last thing I wrote here is 10 years from today, your children will be eating or starving from the decisions you have made today. I'm going to read that again. 10 years from today, 10 years from today, your children will be eating or starving from the decisions you made today. And if you don't believe me, think back 10 years. Think back 10 years, and where were you 10 years ago, right now? And then fast forward it today and see where the difference is. If it's dramatic, congratulations. If it's not dramatic, just know that 10 years from now, the same thing's going to be there. You guys get this? Now let's go out and make this one of the most powerful weeks you've ever had. Thank you.